Alberta, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island. I just finished building what I call a gazebo cabin for my sister. I'm going to turn this around, then we're going to go outside and look at it. Fully portable system, 7-piece design. Okay, there's my little miracle doggy there, Lunar. That's the shelter system that I made. So we're going to head outside, quick video. This is where I built it here, 120 hours. I had my saw table set up here and my assembly table here. About 3,200 in material, 3 weeks to build. The rain stopped, that's kind of nice. Metal roof. Floor plan is 10 wide by 12, second generation. So, to give you a quick rundown. Still raining out a bit. So it's a 7-piece design. You see here, this is the raised beds, the privacy screen. This is the rafter rails, cross rails, and the ridge beam there is inserted into the truss system in either end. These are little seats that I put on, and you can see the foundational work there where we poured concrete. Get a little better design there where you can see it. 4x6 beams. They actually plug right in. The insides are actually have 2 beam posts to form this pocket, right? Fairly stable. So each raised bed has 4 posts. This is an insert. Just a quick rundown. See if I can walk out here for a better look. It's raining out here, so 6-foot high posts, or about 7 foot high. The next 3rd generation build, we can actually turn the upper part there into a loft area. So these are 8 foots that cut. 1 foot goes into the seat. And so you'd have 6 feet, right? The next one would be using a 10-foot 4x6, probably go to a 6x8 beam. And if I actually take the raised beds, which is the foundational support, if I actually create 2, like 24 by 24 inch wide or 16 inch wide by, could go 24 long. This is 12 long. And I could do 2 12-foot sections or 1 24. If you do 2 12s, basically you use the center support, another beam set, right? That could give you something like this. So this is 10 by 12. If I go 16 wide by 12, times 2, right? So you can actually have 2 cabins coming together with a common roof, with 2 privacy screens, right, and a center post, and so the whole thing's fully portable. I have documented many pictures on this. very strong. You can see where the rafters, I made little cleats on it where your rafters go in. And I used those structural screws on this, right? You can actually see the structural screws there, 4-inch legs. So this whole thing inserts. This can be used as designed as a flower box for soil. The next upgrade, if I do go to from 6-inch to 8-inch wide, 6x8s, or even 8x8s, or could you even use 12x12s. So if it's 8 inches wide, your inside of your box would be roughly 24 inches wide, right? Wider than this. Or you could go 32-inch wide, and you can actually use this for gray water, black water, potable water, for solar battery storage, whatever you want, right? So if you're going to transport this, this would be lifted onto a semi-truck, either side. Then you put all your guts would go in between, right? And so the beauty about this is I can go higher, where the cross beam is. I could raise that up another 3 feet, and you would have a loft area, right? If you're going to make this, you can use the upper part as a sleeper. If you double the size of this, put 2 cabins together with a common roof, this could be your kitchen, dining, and one end could be a bedroom, right? Trying to bring the cost down for to build a portable cabin system that's affordable. So the cost to build this was about $3,000 in material, and about $4,000 in labor. Roughly between around 32. The rest would be labor, right? So about half and half. Now you could put skylights in there, loft area. So this would be a totally enclosed cabin system, portable cabin system for a family of 2 kids, 3 kids. You can easily do it. You can put a drop-in floor system here. So this, the floor system is designed where the floor would attach to here, right? So you would need some extra metal fabrication, and you want to leave an air gap here. And the reason is that you're using your floor as a thermal battery storage. So this part here becomes a micro greenhouse on the outside, on both sides, right? That would generate a thermal airflow from the sun that would rise up and go between the ceiling up there and the inner. If you made this into a full cabin concept, you would have airflow between the 2 ceilings, right? That would come back down. So that would give you, when it's snowing out, it's not going to freeze on the inside, because you got a double flow air envelope system. And you could actually you could make this into a cob system. You could have hot water radiate heat in this too. You got your airflow that stops the cold from penetrating, and it keeps the heat in. And same principle that the natives used to build their teepees, same thing. You keep your air flowing. It's not stagnant. You're never going to get mold. So this is just a simple introduction to the main purpose of this. I'm going to turn around here. Main purpose of this is to build cabins for the coming tribulation. And, we're coming into the times where we're going to see Revelations 12:12 fulfilled. Right? We're talking where Satan's going to be cast down from the second heavens, and there's going to rise great persecution to the church. Well, this is what's going to, God's going to shake up his church and, show up in a people and make a people ready for his coming. Right now, the church is not ready. So this is just a short introduction. I already made up the manuals for this, but just have to insert the pictures that I've taken during this 3-week build. Comments, suggestions are welcome, But this whole piece is says, you have your 7-piece design for your gazebo part, which is your boxes down below for your garden beds. You could make that out of reinforced with steel. If you had the right welders, you can actually make beam sets up to 16 and 24 feet long. But the next build, I'd like to be able to make a cabin like this, 16 wide. This is only 10 wide, but and 12 long. But I'd like to be able to make 16, either 12 by 16, or 16 long by 12 wide, or 16 wide by 24 long. And you can actually extend the peak going out, right? There's so much you can do with this. It's better than any teeny tiny home that's out there, and it's a portable system. And if you had a cement pad, you could actually build it and set this up on a cement pad. You can use it for turn it into a gazebo, or you can insert your floor, put up your walls and your secondary ceiling in this, complete with doors and windows. Probably for $150,000 of material that you could actually build an affordable cabin with a loft area and extended parking, like overhang for your wood or whatever, where you could actually load it up on a semi and set up on this. Took about 3 days once the parts were made, mostly working by myself on it. And the extra work had to pour, we had to pour the concrete, we had to put in the landscaping here and all that, so it's a little bit of extra work. But you basically have your first phase is your gazebo or your exoskeleton, right? I'm going to end this here pretty quick. And you got your raised beds, which makes up the foundational support. So they can either be cemented in place, or you can actually set it on a foundation where it'll just set, right? Then you got your 4 posts, corner posts. Then you have your rafter beams where the rafters go, where the rafters sit, right? That'd be number 3. Then up your end truss there. That would be the end truss there and the end truss here, where you drop your edge beam. So they get a picture of it. Your edge beam there would go in between, and then you drop your rafters in. And then you got your seats down below, just more or less decoration, and it covers the inserts, right? So I'm going to have pictures of all this. And then you got your metal roofing, which it's very easy to do this, because all you do is put extensions on your corner posts to put up your platform. You could have one person can actually roof this in one day because of the way the roofs are built in, right? So all this here is, I got 12 footers and 16 footers, and I use the staging here. So you're going to need that to actually put all this together, the 7 component piece gazebo cabin. And but we're coming into a time that great persecution. We're talking about the last harvest of souls is about to start. And I believe we're going to see this go worldwide by next Passover. Next Passover, we actually enter into the last half of the 7 year Shemitah cycle, right? It's going to seem like tribulation, people, but it's not going to be tribulation. And, God's going to shake everything that can be shaken. God's going to show up and show off in the people. And but the Great Tribulation, we will come into a time of great tribulation where those who have taken the mark of the beast, they will be judged. God's wrath will be poured out upon the wicked who take the mark. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of Christians out there that are not going to be ready, not going to have the faith to make it through the days ahead. But God has promised that He would look after His people. He would preserve the righteous. And if we stay within the cities, you're going to have to take the mark in order to survive. That's it. You'll be exiled from the cities if you're not compliant. But the Father has a plan to preserve a people, and this is a very beautiful setup, and it's very simple. It's something that anybody can do. Please leave your comments. We're already at almost 17 minutes, and wish I had more time to do more shorts on this. And well, I'll be working on the manual on this, where you can actually see how it all goes together. So this is just a second generation build. What you can do with it. What I'm hoping to use this concept to build a community dwelling. We could actually make a series of cabins, modular cabins that would lock together, right? Interlock together, like a train, right? This cabin here could be a sleeper unit. You could have 4 people in here, actually 6 people in this. Here as a sleeper, where you'd have like a joiner, like an 8 by 12-foot joiner, suspended walkway into another larger area. That would be your common area for your kitchen and your dining. So you could actually make the first simple concept. You could actually handle about 12 people, and so this would be put together into a bigger format on an 1.5-acre plot, where you could actually have 12 times 6. You could have 72 people living comfortably on an 1.5 acre, joined to a common center. You need a common center. And we're coming into that time. If you stay in the cities, you will be forced to take the mark. And it's quite evident now that as we move into this digital system, at some point AI will take control. And we're talking the image of the beast, right? Will force God's people to become compliant. We're going to be here. Christians are going to be here to see the man of sin come on the scene, likely the spring of next year. The spirit of Antichrist is being welled in. And but Satan's not going to have all the souls. There's 5 billion. God's going to win 5 billion souls for His kingdom. And we're going to have to know the Lord. We're going to have to learn to come to a place where we're walking, come into the fullness of faith. And that's going to be our survival. We're not going to be able to survive in our own strength. We're talking about the second book of Acts coming in. They're bringing the harvest of souls, but it's times 7, right? Another book of Acts is coming, but the glory of the Lord is going to be 7-fold greater. And then the end will come, where God will pour out His wrath upon the beast kingdom. Whether we're here at that point or I don't know, but we're here to do the will of God and to bring souls into the kingdom. But just remember, like Brandon Biggs on the Last Days YouTube channel, he saw a big spacecraft. We're talking about 3i Atlas. That's going to actually be a big spacecraft that's going to appear over Mexico, the Vatican, and things like that. And we already have back engineered, America as part of our international space force. And they're going to fabricate this alien invasion, but it's actually going to be Satan being cast down. Revelations 12:12. Satan's going to be cast down to the earth to bring forth great deception. We're right at that point now. Anyway, going to leave it here. It's been 20 minutes. Please leave your comments, and I'll be showing the work that putting all this together in a presentation, and it's free. It's for anybody that wants a copy of my notes and the manual. Just ask, and I'll make it available to those out there who wants to design their own communities, or maybe you want to make a cabin back in the bush or somewhere. It's and whatever the Lord gives me, it's for His people to meet His needs. Good ended here. God bless.